Hi everyone, Derek here from Automotive Oscilloscope Diagnostics, and today I'll be working on this 2015 model Land Cruiser 200 series with some electrical concern. The customer complaint is that at times the hazard lights will come on by themselves and he won't be able to turn them off through the hazard switch. The complaint started roughly 8 months ago. The history of this car is that it had a windscreen done at around 2 years ago. The car went in for a roadworthy. It needed a windscreen to pass a roadworthy. Subsequently the windscreen was replaced. It is a aftermarket windscreen, which is not necessarily an issue. This vehicle doesn't have any of the latest features, safety features such as lane departure, radar cruise and stuff like that. So in this instance a aftermarket windscreen installation is fine, just as long as it's installed correctly and it's sealing correctly, of course. The other things to look out on this vehicle accessory wise is it does have a set of aftermarket roof racks installed as well, and these cars are renowned for water entry through the roof rack mounting bolts if those mounting bolts have not been sealed correctly during installation. So that's one of the things we'll be doing a water test on as well. And also this vehicle has got a genuine moonroof installed. The customer did say that when these symptoms occur, it's generally after a rainy day, and most of the times the vehicle is parked at home with the nose facing down. So I've got the vehicle set up with the nose facing down, and I'll be getting out the garden hose and doing a bit of a water test on this car. But before I do that, I'll probably want to remove both A-pillar trims just so I have a better view of the windscreen installation and any potential water leaks down the side of the windscreen. So I'll do that now. So now that I've got the A-pillar trims off, just a general overview. Doesn't indicate any signs of water entry. I won't know for sure until I put the garden hose on and do a thorough water leak test. Certainly any evidence of water leaks through the roof rack mounting bolts would be indicated on the inside of the headlight, but it seems to be clean on both sides of the headlining. So the other thing I'd like to do is to remove the kick panels on both the driver's and passenger sides. There are junction connectors in there that tend to get waterlogged with any water entry coming through the moonroof or the roof racks. So I'll do that now quickly, and once I'm done with that we can put the garden hose on. So just a quick look at all the junction connectors in this area. You can't really tell whether there's been water ingress into the connectors until you pull the connectors apart. We won't do that at this stage yet, but certainly it's very dry under the carpet, so I'm not seeing anything that stands out as being an issue at this stage. Okay, so just a quick look at the carpet on this side, on the driver's side. Again, no indication of water entry. Which I guess at this stage is good news, because any water entry in those junction connectors left unattended for a period of time can get very, very expensive very, very quickly. So before I continue any further, I will quickly just confirm that the moonroof drain holes are draining correctly. Because the moonroof drain holes are one of the things that really get neglected, and should be carried out as part of an inspection whenever a customer presents their vehicle for service. And also depending on I guess where you live, especially in areas with a lot of tree coverage, those cars will tend to get a lot of dirt built up in that area, and those drain holes block up very, very quickly. So on the front of the moonroof housing, on either side there are drain holes. Now visually they look unobstructed, so just a little bit of water down the front of the housing. And just confirm that that water is coming out the bottom of the car, which it is on this side at least. Just to confirm, the same is happening on the driver's side. Water's coming out, so certainly that drain hole is working correctly as well. Alright, so I'm now going to put the garden hose on and focus mainly around the roof rack area, and just confirm that there is no water entry through those mounting bolts. And I'm hoping there isn't, because if there's water entry through there, it means there's water entry in those junction connectors in the kick panels. So let's have a look. So I've now been water testing this vehicle for about 5 minutes, and there is no indication of water entry through the roof racks. And you know, sometimes it may take a while for water to actually seep in through those bolts, depending how bad the leak is. But certainly instead of standing there with a water hose for the next 20 minutes, I would probably right now like to remove those junction connectors and physically have a look for any damage through water entry. That will very, very quickly tell me if indeed there is an issue with those roof rack bolts. Now, because I'm doing electrical work on this vehicle, I will feel more comfortable disconnecting the battery just to prevent any issues if there indeed is water entry into those connectors. Now, this vehicle has got 2 starting batteries, so I'm going to disconnect both. That's one. Okay, that's battery number 2. So there are 3 junction connectors here that are very prone to water ingress from blocked moon roof drain hoses or aftermarket roof rack bolts that do not seal correctly. These are very easy to remove, just a 10mm socket. And certainly good news, because these connectors are not showing any signs of water ingress. Okay, so just to give you a bit of a closer look at these connectors, they are very clean. There's no corrosion on these terminals. So these here are the male terminals and these are the female terminals, and generally when corrosion sets in, it gets to a stage where the corrosion will just cause those terminals to burn out, and generally that damages the connector itself. So again, looking at these connectors here, they are all in a perfect condition. So look, finally some success. I have redirected the water to run along the right hand side roof channel and down the A-pillar, and I can see water drops from the right hand corner of the windscreen. So not sure whether you'll be able to see that with the camera, but certainly I'll take a picture of that and just attach it to the video. Because I have located a water leak on the right hand side of the windscreen, I would now like to have a look at the electrical wiring diagram for a January 2015 Land Cruiser 200 series. So I will select an electrical wiring diagram for a vehicle produced between August 2014 and July 2015. I will select System Circuits, Vehicle Exterior, Turn Signal and Hazard Warning Light, and all up there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 junction connectors for the hazard light circuit. Let's now locate those junction connectors. So junction connector A37 is located in the engine compartment. so I have no interest in this connector. Junction connector C44 is also located in the engine compartment, and so I have no interest in this connector. Junction connector E58 is located in the instrument panel, so junction connector E58 is located on the right hand side of the instrument panel in the vicinity of the windscreen leak. We also have junction connector E59 and E60, and they are all located on the right hand side of the instrument panel. We also had connector E62, connector E62 is located on the left hand side of the instrument panel, so I have no interest in looking at this connector. And we also have connector E106, again E106 is located in the middle of the instrument panel, and I have no interest in this connector either. So looking at junction connectors E58, E59 and E60, which are all on the right hand side of the instrument panel, the easiest way to access those junction connectors would be to remove the instrument panel assembly. So I have found the leak. The thing we need to do first is to fix that before we can even think about accessing the area where that water is actually going down into, and trying to repair the damage. Are there any other system being affected except the hazard lights? Well, possibly, we don't know at the moment. With regards to the repair on the windscreen, well, I'll let the customer have that discussion with the windscreen installers, because he may very well have a claim against them in relation to the workmanship. Apart from that, once that is done, I'll have another discussion with him about trying to understand where that water is going into, to try and access that area and repair whatever damage has been done. So thanks very much for watching. My job here is done. If I get a chance to look at this car again post windscreen repair, and I'll get to have a look at the damage to the wiring, I'll make another video on that. But at the moment, thanks very much and see you next time.